Honorable SSNIT is here with me in the studio this morning. He's former member of Parliament at Blakema Central constituency. And also lawyer Philemon La is also over here, NBC, National Communications Team. Let me say good morning to you gentlemen. Honorable, how's it going?
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks for asking.
I'm also doing well. Is that
it's been a long weekend.
I'm telling you. But I nearly called Brenda and tell her that, Charlie, but I know when I call it to be a problem. So let me sacrifice. So I thank God. And let me say good morning to my brother, lawyer. Now, I've asked him to bring an application to be my personal lawyer.
Oh, that would be good.
Yes.
That would be good.
Yeah. But, you know, when Rollins was alive, his lawyer is attached here.
Yeah.
As for a lawyer, it doesn't matter
whether you are here or there.
Then last, I was just telling some people that we have made this country in such a way that everything in this country is politics.
Yeah.
It is not.
Yeah.
When my wife celebrated her 40th birthday party, he was there to grace the occasion.
Exactly.
That's how it is. We agree to disagree on issues based on how we think that this country should move.
Yeah.
I believe that giving this phone to you now, it is better. He believes that giving it to you tomorrow will be better. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
But sometimes, some of us, we don't understand. We think that, we need to create problems and then making sure that things are not stable for the country. I don't think it will help us. As for me, I keep on saying that when I was in Parliament, my best friend was the MP for Amenfi East, Eric Afo. It's my friend. When I go and do some and I go, I say, my brother, I've gotten something. If you also go, they also bring me something. I mean, what are we fighting for? We are one people.
Yeah.
And it's the last, I think 3 days ago, somebody nearly lost the head.
Trump.
In a rally. He nearly lost the head. Yeah. But he was very fortunate that he got the year. So, I mean, what are we going to get? I always tell my people that, look, if you are campaigning for me and insulting people and be saying all manner of things, when I win and become a member of Parliament, I'll sit in my VA. What will you sit in?
Exactly. Yeah.
You won't sit in anything.
Yeah.
So politics is not about everything that, I have to do everything to get what I want and then making sure that I'll turn the image and reputation of my opponent and all those things. I don't do those kind of politics. But I believe that, look, I always tell people that today, me sitting here, if John Mahama is my family member, I'll be happy. Even we grab all these small MPs and then former MPs that we are chopping, when you go to your family house, I see that they have to, as if they want to carry you. Yeah. Because there's nobody in the family who have been an MP. Then I was just telling some people 2 days ago that, look, I lost my auntie. They had, when we lost somebody, did meetings 3 times. The first meeting I was all there. The second meeting I was there. The third meeting, I told my mom that for this one day I will come. When I called her that Mama will come, we start at 2. Normally by 3 we have closed, and I was late. So I think a few minutes after 3, and I called. I told her that I'm still coming. I'm told that she informed the people. I said I'm coming.
Don't wait.
Everybody. People that when I see them, I have to run away. Now they are all waiting for me because your status have changed. Yeah. So if Mama is a member of my family, I'll be so proud of it. If Donaldo is a member, I'll be. If Baumia is, I will. Yeah. But people will sit and be insulting and be saying, I don't do politics of insults. So I thank God for this morning. And I thank God for a very good weekend. We hope and believe that this week will be a very good week for her. It will. By God's grace, tomorrow too is my birthday.
Nice.
16th of July. And I have to. I don't just wish, but you wish with the boom. That's why I put on my status. No, don't just wish. Wish with the boom. Wish with the boom. We'll put the boom on we are done. We'll put it on there when we are done. Yeah, you good?
Very well, KMG.
Good to see you, my brother.
You should let me know your tailor.
Oh, zero.
I'll send you to that boutique.
It's nothing special.
Yeah, it's very nice.
You've done the best. We've seen you do your best on this show. You still do your best anyway.
I think Honorable has started on a very bipartisan level, and I must sing in that same chorus and say, the politics we do basically is about the betterment of our country. It's about the various perspectives on how to go about the development of our country. And for us in the NDC, our position is clear that the MPP has mismanaged this country. And unfortunately, in our case, we're not just saying that because we are saying it for the sake of politics. It is the reality. And the people of Ghana know that this MPP government has inflicted on the citizens of this country the grossest form of misgovernance ever recorded. They have depleted the reserves of this country. They have broken down the unity that characterizes government, this country. And for us in the NDC, yes, we agree that, yes, these are various perspectives on how to go about things, but ours is a clear position that is repeated by the voice of the people of this country, that they are tired of corruption, they are tired of nepotism, they are tired of incompetence, they are tired of arrogance. Character is at the core of leadership. So fundamentally, yes, the people of Ghana, I mean, we are largely peaceful, and we want a peaceful election. The NDC has made the case that we shall no more continue to be the victims of peace. Our former General Secretary, Chairman, has been very categorical. The NDC will never be the victim of peace again.
It has always been the case.
It has always been the case that the NDC would be the one that would say, for the sake of peace, we let it go. That has been the character of the NDC. And that's because we midwifed this democracy. We midwifed this constitution, and we hold a greater stake in the stability of this country. But remember, utterances from people like Brian Champong that this country will bend if the NPP does not win. That's the kind of politics we don't like. We like the politics of development, the politics of betterment, the politics that affects the pocket of the ordinary Ghanaian. Happy birthday, Honorable. Unfortunately, I don't know why you're not doing a party for yourself. You did a very big party for your wife. You're not doing one for yourself. I think that we have to call Chief Mona. We must do something for Honorable.
It's very typical of men. We always have to tackle the women. So I understand if he doesn't do one for himself. But of course, we'll be wishing you well. And the moment will be coming. They will be coming. We'll put the number on the show when we are done. So all of you will send your momos to him. Anyway, so this morning we're taking a look at the SSNIT sale of hotels that has been halted. Now, you remember that it started with demonstrations, a few things went in and out of it, and then we heard that, well, there has been a way forward. Now, the way forward was the fact that the 60% sale was definitely going to go. NPRA came out and said that, no, that whole sale has been stopped. And there was also withdrawal from Rock City as well, and all of that. And now they have come out to say that they've put a total stop on the sale of those hotels. But we're asking the big question this morning, that is it enough? Is that what we want? Do we have to move on, and still let other state institutions that have been given out to foreigners, if you want, have some sort of benefit to us? Now, Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa says that it's not going to stop there. They're still going to go on and ensure that some of these things do not happen. And even these hotels do not, in the future, get on that sale point that we have got into as at this moment. He wants us to sit back and say that we can manage it proper. We can do our best and ensure that we keep those hotels. So we'll get to that point. But let me start off with you. Is the NDC excited now? Are you happy that now the sale of the SSNIT hotels has been stopped completely?
Far from that. The NDC, as a matter of fact, is not happy. Announcing that you are going to stop the sale of the hotels is not enough. You see, the NDC's point is that the state capture that is being perpetrated by this MPP government is just too unbearable. It's not just about SSNIT hotels. We are talking about lands. All the prime lands at 37, DVLE, parks and gardens. Several prime lands in this country are being taken away from the people of this country. We are talking about how the resources of this country is being depleted so wantonly. That is our point. So backing down because you fear Kenya or happening in Ghana, that's not what we're asking. And organized labor has reiterated our point. Look, this is the first time in the history of this country that organized labor, when I say organized labor, I'm talking about several trade union organizations. We are talking about the lecturers, we are talking about nurses, teachers, everyone has risen up in one voice against this government. Do you think organized labor, they don't think? Do you think organized labor, they just get up and act without any direction? They are acting because they are just so tired at the pungent corruption. Pungent, choky, like ammonia. Corruption is just so bad. We are just so tired of the corruption. So what they have done with the hotels points to only one thing, that the MPP fears that Kenya will happen. And I think that everything that's happening in Kenya is ripe to happen in Ghana, if not even worse. Look at Kenya's development, far better and stable than Ghana. Kenya's exchange rate is way better than what we have in Ghana. Corruption in Kenya is not as pungent as we have it in Ghana. See the way they have inflicted on us 40-something taxes. Kenya, they haven't taxed them as much as Ghana has taxed. But yet Kenyans are on the street. And for the first time ever in the history of any African country, of course, aside Northern Africa, where the Arab Spring started from, aside that, when you come to Sub-Saharan Africa, this is the first time that the people of the country have spoken with one voice and forced the president, first to backtrack on his finance bill, then to fire his entire cabinet, leaving only 2 ministers. He's fired them. And I'm calling to the people, this is the power you have. Organized labor, this is the power you have. And you see, Akufo-Addo and his government and Bawumia have shown that they will listen to nobody. They have failed to listen to the NDC. They have failed to listen to the media. They have failed to listen to the clergy. They have failed to listen to the voice of the people. They have failed. The only option left for the people of this country is to demonstrate their civic rights of protesting. That's the only option available.
That's demonstrating stares in the face of the NDC.
You see, one thing I know about Labour is that most of the time, Labour would only protest on issues that are germane. They will not just get up and protest because things are not like important.
But the NDC would not be bringing out policies.
The NDC will not even lead Ghana like the way the MPPs do.
Benefit the people.
Look at our record.
We've seen that before.
Look at our record. The NDC's record when it comes to the development and progress of this country is far years ahead.
There were still protests on the NDC.
Well, what are some of the protests? There were protests about what? For example, there was a teachers on strike. Yeah. The NDC addressed their concern. Did the NDC not? The NDC did. When lecturers had issues and all of that, the NDC solved them. The point is that the NDC will even listen to you. The NDC will sit with you and discuss. Does the MPP do that? Is this the first time that organized labor spoke about the cancellation of the SSNIT matter? No, they spoke several times.
To the nurses
in fact,
the nurses raised the concerns about their monies.
On the specific issue of labor, they met the president, I think about a month ago, where they told the president, cancel it. It doesn't benefit us as labor. Did the president listen? He did not listen. They went ahead by the minister stating categorically in parliament that they are going to go ahead to sell the hotels. But for this threat by organized labor, and let make no mistake, the security intel in this country, they have picked the signals. Our ears are on the ground.
That what?
That the people of this country are just so tired. They are looking for that trigger. Look, Akufo-Addo and Bawumia.
To see what happened in Kenya happened.
Oh, it may be even worse. Maybe even worse. Are you happy with the governance of this country? Are you happy with the salary in your pocket? Are you happy with the cost of utilities? Are you happy about the prices of common commodities in the market? No. It's just so unbearable. And look at the taxation. The people of this country are tired. Akufo-Addo, spare us. Akufo-Addo, show some empathy. You sit in your highfalutin horse. You are funded by the taxpayers of this country. And yet, you are feeding largely with your family, your wife, giving large donations to the Ochehene and to your wife's foundation. So much corruption. So much of it. So organized labor, I stand with you in solidarity. I stand with organized labor in solidarity because the soul of this country is about to be lost. The soul of Ghana is about to be...
There are still policies that a lot of people are proud of under this government.
Policies.
You've got energy, you're not having issues like it used to be.
KMJ. To the extent that even the
some people also argue that there has been some sort of consistency.
What consistency?
In terms of some of the things that
let's use food.
If you go to the energy sector.
Let's be very basic. Let's use food. Food. This government's promise to the people of this country was that they were going to implement planting for food and jobs. And they said
which has got the phase 2 actually happening.
Phase 2, whatever it is, that is the policy they have to help in the production of food in this country. We are saying that that policy has failed badly.
How?
Because you go to the market today. KMG, do you go to the market?
Well, I do when I have to.
So KMG, look at the prices of goods and of commodities in the market. Rice, very expensive. Tube of yam, very expensive. Tomatoes, these days, we don't even use tomatoes to cook. We use watermelon. People use watermelon to cook in this country because they can't afford tomatoes. People use carrots to make stew because they cannot afford tomatoes. That's how bad it is. Onions has to be imported from Mali and Niger. If planting for food and jobs were a success, would we be importing onions from Burkina Faso that Ghana, if you look at the weather we have, see the climate we have in Ghana. Burkina Faso, do they have that? Niger, do they have that? Mali, do they have that? But they irrigate. They said, now on the issue of irrigation, you said you're going to do one village, one dam. And they said that was going to be a means to what? Ensure that agriculture and irrigation works. What is the record on that? How many villages in this country have dams? So when we talk about the failure of this MPP government, we are saying it because, as a matter of fact, they have failed. Measure them by the metrics, by the promises they made to the people of this country. And you see that they have failed. Poto. They have failed. Organized labor, you are the last hope of this country. Join the NDC and let us hold this government by its balls. We know we'll kick them out, but before we kick them out, they must change. We can't just leave them to continue in that whole caboodle of corruption, of carelessness, of mismanagement. Let's do something. Organized labor, I entreat you. Hold them by the balls and squeeze it as hard as you can. Because Akufo-Addo has said that he fears no one. He fears no one. He cares about nothing. All he cares about is the packet of his family and friends. Of that, you see, one last point I should make on this matter. Yeah, I've made this point repeatedly, and that's the fact that everything that is happening, the state capture, is a product of the pinpoint precision of the Ejapa book. Ejapa, you know about it. KMG, you can't deny that you don't know about the Ejapa book. It is a book that was released, I think, a few years before the 2016 election. Yeah, what is... And every prediction or every plan as envisaged in that particular book is happening with pinpoint precision. I speak on the issue of SSNIT. Yeah. They said they're going to sack the director and put Osafo Mafo's son, who is an Achim person. They said that. Elizabeth Hine and all of that. It's a grand scheme to loot the resources of this country. The resources of this country do not belong to one family. The resources of Ghana do not belong to one party. It does not belong to the Achim people. It belongs to the people of this country. It belongs to the people of the Volta region. It belongs to the people of Ashanti. It belongs to the people of Upper West, Upper East, OT, everywhere. We all hold a stake in the resources of this country. So let it never be said that one minister, one arrogant person, would say that if development must go to Keta in the Volta region, I will lead a demonstration in the Ashanti region against development. That is the character of the MPP, and that is what we are against. We believe that the core of leadership is character. And any leader that has demonstrated character that is so adverse, negative, repugnant against a particular section of this country is no leader at all. And that is what NAPO represents. People of Ghana, we are a united country. Let no one come to represent a sectional interest. Who says that he's been made running mate because he wants to show up the votes of the MPP in Ashanti? What kind of logic is that? What kind of logic is that? That said 85% will fall flat. Because the people of Ashanti are suffering just like the people of Upper East. People of Ashanti are suffering like the people of Greater Accra. People of Ashanti are suffering like the people of the Volta region. And our suffering is shared. Our anger against the government is shared. Our disgust against the leadership of Akufo-Addo and against Baobia, and our abhorrence against Napo for his careless speech, for his wanton disregard to the people of this country is shared. So when we say reject the MPP, we are saying it because we are suffering together. When we say reject the MPP, we are saying it because we deserve better. When we say reject the MPP, it's because they have inflicted on us too much mismanagement. We must reject them. Organized labor, thank you very much. And of course, to Okudzeto Ablakwa, who has championed this. Champion MP.
Anyway,
Champion MP.
You can send your messages to us. Let us know what you think. We're talking about the SSNIT deal, the sale that has been stopped completely. Now, we're looking at the way forward, what we're supposed to be doing as a people. Now, Nana Into Americhi is a political activist. He's also joined us this morning. Let me say a good morning to him.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, my brother.
You good?
I could have been better.
Absolutely.
I could have been better. Looking at what is happening in the country, we cannot say anything than to come together and make sure that we kick the elephant out of power, because the way they are managing the economy is bad.
Very well. I'll come to you for your take on that issue of the SSNIT sale, but let me go to Honorable. Honorable, did we have to get here? We couldn't have stopped this from getting to where it is right now.
Thank you very much. I hope and believe that the same 28 minutes to be given to me without interjection.
You have your time.
Right.
8 minutes. Was I given 28 minutes?
But he didn't do 28 minutes though. Oh, you were timing?
Yes, without interjection. First of all, let me say that the Vice President, who is also our flag bearer, is in the North campaigning, telling the good people of this country what he can do when the mandate is given to him. And the good people in Kushegu, Nanton, Nyon, and all the places that he has visited, you can see the enthusiasm, you can see the euphoria, you can see the hope that the people have in the Vice President, who is also our flag bearer. He has not run away from the country. Since he was elected as a flag bearer, he has engaged a lot of stakeholders in this country. He has been in and out in this country. He has not asked for honeymoon. He has not run away. His focus.
Has someone run away?
I've not mentioned anybody's name. I'm talking about the Vice President, who's our candidate. Then our running mate, Napo. Just tomorrow will be exactly 1 week that he was at all. Since Wednesday till date, he is on the ground. Currently, as I'm speaking with you, is in the Western region, campaigning, telling the good people what he's capable to do as a vice president when the president is elected. He has also not run away. I've been listening to most of the media, including Asempa FM, which is your sister station, asking of the whereabouts of certain running mates that have been elected a year ago. They are nowhere to be found because, one, the track record is not there. Two, the message is not there. Three, they cannot look into the eyes of people in this country and tell them that because of this and this and this, give us the mandate again. They cannot. So they are nowhere to be found. So we are focused and we are determined that yes, elections are run in this country and not in Moscow. Elections are not run in Afghanistan. Election is not run in Germany. Elections is run in this country. And we have just about 5 months to election. So we are going to the people to tell them why we believe that yes, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Napo are the best people to lead this country from next year. My brother talked about state properties. Before I come to the SSNIT, he should go back and do his checks and list all state properties. Honestly, sitting here, I am not in support of states, companies, especially companies being sold to politicians. And I always been saying that, look, check all the properties that have been sold and give me 3 or 4 businessmen who owns it. It started from your end, including your former president's wife. What are you talking about? You, before TV3, do you know what is the name of TV3? Who owns TV3 now? Who owns TV3? You don't know what you are talking about when we talk about state properties. When we talk about things that Nkrumah started, companies that he started in the name of divestiture, going into your time.
So it belongs to an NDC man? The station belongs to an NDC
Go
man?
and check. I'm mentioning companies to you.
Who owns that?
As you go and do your checks. Go and do your checks.
It belongs to NDC people.
I said, go and do your checks.
That's quite a very.
I did not interject you.
But
Honorable,
yeah, you don't say. Say it.
I
If
did
you
not interject
if you know, say. But
I did not interject you.
Lawyer,
I said
don't worry.
Politicians own government companies. And I've mentioned companies to you. And I said, go and check. What was the name?
You could also help us and our viewing public, you know.
What was the name? What was the name of TV3?
I know it was Gamma, and then he moved on.
Yes, so go and check that. Who
but that was
owns
the
it?
Malaysians.
No, go.
So now who owns it? You have
go and check.
So you can,
I will not mention. Go and check. You know who owns it. You talk about state.
So in principle,
you talk
to NDC people.
I say you go and check. You talk about land, government land. I've worked at lands. I worked at land title for 8 good years before resigning to contest. If you challenge me, I can give you lists of NDC members who owns government lands. I'll give you lists. During the 2008, when we started talking about Jacob Echebilante's own, I produced a copy to them. I went to the dinner, Jake. I said, this is the list of NDC people. Even up to today. There are some of them that, because of certain things, I don't want to put their names on air. Just go to Botema, go and ask. Is Botema a family land? And go and ask those who are living there. Go to Clagon and go and check those who are living there.
So the state capture is actually a national problem. It's not an individual.
Go to Cantonment. Go and check those who are living there.
So
it's Cantonment, not the government land.
Exactly. But so honorable, are we doing?
That is why I said.
Because it doesn't look like it's a.
That is why I said from the
NDC thing. It's
that is why I said from the beginning. Now look, going forward in this country, there are certain things that we need to look at it. That's why I asked you that most of the things that we are talking about, go and check. Now we have right of the information bill, right?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Right to Lands Commission. Tell him that you want the list of all people who have acquired government land. Look, there are some of them. When they put some of us to the wall, I'll mention their names, and some of them even use their wives and their children's name. Some of them, some are even current members of parliament. There's one who was making noise about state land. Shouting. I say, Master, don't forget, I know where your land is. Don't forget. So don't come and be throwing dust into people's eyes in the name of state lands. Are those lands that we are talking about, did they acquire it genuinely? You sitting here, if you have seen any state land somewhere, you can apply for it. If you apply for it, and there's a need for them to do allocation for you, they'll do allocation for you, and then you go and pay. The only problem that sometimes I always raise is that when how a land is being sold, it may be cantonment. When you go to and you are buying it from a private person, it will be different from what government will be selling to you. But they have their own value as to how they do it. So, were you not in this country that somebody who was in charge of state cars, the one that they seize at the port, that he paraded them and was selling it, and at most even sacked the person? Are you not in this country that he was working under at the castle? And President Mills, may he so rest in peace. Are you not in this country? So
are we doing the same? Are we making sure people who are doing this?
That is why I have said, look,
giving the necessary punishment.
I'm not a hypocrite. Somebody told me, Asa, you can get you an ocean car. I say, I don't like an ocean car. I'll look for money and buy my own car. The reason is that somebody have gone out there, they have thought, he has bought the car. If he cannot pay the duty and you sell it to me 1 cedi and the duty is 5 cedis, it's because he can. So let's give it back to the person and let him pay the 1 cedis and get the money. So I'm not interested in those things. But when we pretend as if that, this current administration are the people that are looting. When we went to the Supreme Court for this Woyome case, what did Atubuga said? He said all the scheme, all the things that was done, it looked as if it was create, loot, and share. It was during your administration. Maybe at that time you were in school, so you were concentrating because as for law, I started and I stopped because so I give you people the respect. Because if you don't have time, you don't study law. So I give you the respect. But the fact of the matter is that if it is not right today, then let's ask ourselves, why have we gotten here?
And the NPP has the power to do that even now.
It is time.
We can't go to parliament.
It is time that myself, young as I am, my brother young as he is, we all come on the table and say that, look, it is time. Me, I keep on saying that, look, this, and the president have said it, that when a minister or a deputy minister says, and is good, and that person is exiting, then the car that the person is using will be sold to the person. Why should it be so? You elected me as a member of parliament. You have given me a car, I buy my own food, I do everything, I service it myself. The government doesn't do it for me. You appoint somebody become a member of parliament, he become a minister or a deputy minister. He's using a car in his, how do you call it, at a ministry. He uses the same car to come to parliament. He uses the same car to do official duty. He parks the one that parliament has given him in a house. I use mine. Mine breaks down. And then he uses his own. And then when he finishes, you are telling him that the one, because all the cars that we all use, we all pay for it. It's not free. For me, I think, and let me say that, yes, Labour Union have raised concerns. They believe that SSNIT is capable to run their own hotels and what have you. So they believe that it is not right at this time for them to what? Say that they are running at a loss and therefore they are giving a percentage of their shares, 60% of it. At the moment you say 60%, meaning that you are giving the person
a majority share.
Majority share. And therefore, he might have much control than the institution. And so therefore, labor unions, and if you talk about labor unions, a lot of organizations.
Yeah.
It is not only one institution that is formed the labor union. SSNIT said, yes, indeed. Your concerns have been raised. We have looked into it, and therefore, we think that we have suspended it. I am not happy about they saying they have suspended it. I'm happy to say, look, because look, sometimes, unless you don't have the opportunity to go to some of these properties being owned by SSNIT, one major problem we have is management. Do you know the Western Mall? Just behind the Western Mall, you have a place called Dunkona. It belongs to SSNIT. I have personal problem with SSNIT.
In terms of management?
My personal problem I have with SSNIT, not only in terms of management, but because of the contribution an individual make. When you are in retirement, the kind of money that SSNIT gives you is where I have problems. Because if I'm contributing 1 cedi or 2 cedi, and you are investing my money, in as much that I've contributed a little, it is my little money and that of others that have been able you to what? Invest it.
Yeah.
Look, go to SSNIT and go and ask. When you go to Dunkona, they sell almost about 200,000 to 300,000 cedis a plot of land there. Dunkona, just behind the Western Mall. So when you look at SSNIT properties, they have a lot of properties. But so sometimes I ask myself, but if you have all these things, what actually is the problem? Because when you sell the land, you don't wall it for the people. You don't build for the people there. So you put the money into your account. So those money that they have been putting into your account, because people have been building there, and there are a lot of properties there. So for me, let me say that, yes, indeed, I support the organized labor. I support SSNIT decision. I think that they need to go on the table and see how best SSNIT properties. One thing I'm always calling on organized labor is for SSNIT to publish every property that they have in this country, i.e. hotel, lands, what have you, what they have. They should publish everything. After publishing everything, they should go on the table. And TUC have rep on SSNIT board.
So they can all take a look at them.
That look, all the things that we have, these are the ones that we have challenges. How can we revamp it? How can we go back on the drawing board and make sure that if this one is not functioning, how are we going to make sure that it's going to function? The other property that we own, that now it's not functioning, how can we resurrect it and make sure that it's functioning? That is where I think that state and labor union should do. Then Rock City, yes, take a decision. And look, this person said this person said that. For me, I showed interest. I don't know. So there's one thing I was asking somebody, like, look, so if the owner of Rock City is not a politician, is not a member of the MPP, is not a minister, would all these hula balloons be happening?
I'm sure it wouldn't. I mean,
it's because the person is a politician. He says that, look, I've showed interest to buy 60% of your shares. And that 60% is creating so many problems. I've washed my hands. I have no interest. So be it. But the most important thing is for SSNIT and the labor union to go on a round table and look at what they have, what can be done to some of the properties that they believe is not functioning, the ones that are functioning, what they can do to manage it properly so that beneficiary of SSNIT, me and you seated here, will not go on retirement 10, 20, 40, 50 years to come. And then SSNIT will be given because of your contribution that you have contributed. That is by law. This is what we are getting. It shouldn't be so.
Okay. All right. Many thanks to you, Honorable, for that one. Now, for the purposes of our viewers out there, let me try and read the press release that SSNIT put together with the discontinuation of the sale of 60% stake in hotels. And it says the board and management of Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SSNIT, wish to inform the public that the process to divest 60% of SSNIT's stake in the hotels has been terminated. Now, that's the word they use, terminated. And we wish to assure pensioners, contributors to the public of our commitment to managing the affairs of the trust prudently for the sustainability of the pension scheme. And it was signed by Elizabeth Ekia Ohene. She signed that. And so for those who are worried about whether it's just a permanent or a temporal hold on it or even a suspension, they said that it's a discontinuation of the sales and it's been terminated. That's the word they use. Nana, let me get to you.
Thank you, my brother. Let me first of all say a very good morning to Alexis and good morning to the good people of Ekrapem, most especially the people of Ados. To start with, you read the letter coming from SSNIT,
yeah,
which was signed by Elizabeth Ohene, right?
Yep.
And then there's another letter on your screen, which is coming from Rock
City. That even came way before this one. That was last,
If you look at both letters, you realize that one has been signed. The other one is not signed. So how authentic is that particular letter?
You mean the Rock City one wasn't signed?
The Rock City is signed.
also raised that concern. This one is signed.
This one is signed. It's signed. But the one coming from Elizabeth Ohene is not signed. And so what makes it authentic? That is why labor union...
Okay, so I understand that it's a signed one. I'm trying to see if my producers can get that for me so that we'll put that.
With all due respect, the letter that is circulating on social media has not been signed. And so I don't know now
what happened.
Okay. They have now realized that they need to sign the letter. But to come to the issues, let's ask ourselves, was it necessary to get to where we've gotten to at this moment? Because for me, if you have been asked to manage the affairs of SSNIT and you want to sell 60% of SSNIT shares, you need to engage the people who does the contribution. You cannot just go and say, I'm acting on your behalf to sell 60% of SSNIT shares to an individual. It's not right.
They said they had that conversations going on, but maybe the representations didn't really do them some good service. Those who were there to represent them that were not able to.
Who are on the board, who represent the various groups. As we speak, people have come out with various statements.
Yeah.
And people are not even going to work today. I'm even surprised you are here. You understand? But if you are not here, we cannot discuss.
Yeah.
And so you need to be here so that at least going forward, we can let Ghanaians know what is really on the ground. The problem we have in this country is that we don't have true leaders. We only have leaders, but we don't have true leaders. Because if we have true leaders, this is not the way we are going to manage our country. True leaders manage in such a way that people don't complain too much. But in our case, we always have issues with our managers. How can you manage an institution like SSNIT and you manage it as if you are managing your own poultry farm? Sometimes I ask myself, what kind of leaders do we put in place to manage the affairs of this country? And I don't blame them because it started from the head. And if things are not good at the top, it will automatically come down. And so what is happening is management crisis. Look at the way Emana Safu Mafu's son was appointed. Nobody is talking about it. And yet he is there. For the first time in the history of this country, this is the only SSNIT boss who has been able to come out to hold a press conference trying to explain why they have to sell shares in these 4 hotels. Does it make sense? It doesn't. So don't they have any PRO? Don't they have people who can talk on their behalf? Does he have to take the SSNIT boss himself to come around and explain to Ghanaians? That should tell you what is inside that deal. And for some of us, we have said that, look, even going on strike is not enough. We need to make sure that the board is dissolved. The management, which is being headed by Osapo Mafu's son, should be removed.
Absolutely.
Entirely should be removed. And
bring new people.
And bring new people who are competent.
They also come
people
and do
who
the
are
same,
competent.
and do the same thing.
You see, sometimes...
Because we've always had issues with management, like you said, even leadership.
You see, that is why I'm saying that when we kick them off, those coming
we'll learn from that.
We'll learn.
Has that always been that case? Do we have people learning from people?
Oh, people learn, unless of course you are always wearing a political lens. And that is where you think that you don't want to learn. If you are a normal human being and you don't want to accept and learn, then I don't know what sort of human being you are. Maybe you may be coming from a different planet. But so far as we are on planet Earth, whatever past mistakes, we build upon it. There's a saying that you cannot start from where you started, but you can be in the middle and finish hard and finish perfectly. So sometimes when you appoint people into positions and the way and manner they behave, you kick them out. It is only in this country that when people are found guilty of certain things, they don't want to resign. If I were to be the SSNIT boss, I would have resigned because I've failed the people. I have failed the contributors. People.
Are you not saying this because you're not in the position?
You see,
because we also know what happens when you eventually get to positions like that.
This is your first time meeting. You can ask about me. I was once the national organizer for PNC. In 2020, I realized that I have failed, so I resigned.
I see.
Yes, because for me, I believe that when you want to serve your people, you have to make sure that they rather benefit from you. You don't have to benefit from them. After all, when they were coming into power, they made us believe that they are better managers. And that when they come to power, they are going to make sure that we, the ordinary citizen, will have everything that we want in this country. But what are we saying? What are we saying? People cannot even afford 3 square meals a day. People cannot even buy fuel to fuel their cars. And at the end of the day, you get up in the morning and read in the newspapers, a lot of chunk monies have been put in people's houses. And is that what you promise the ordinary citizen? No. Somebody will wake up at dawn, go and queue just to make sure that he brings you to power. And at the end of the day, look at his reward. Common SSNIT funds, you can't manage it. And you are telling us that you are going to sell these hotels. My brother, it is not the best. Some of us, we will speak against some of these things. And I was surprised when you were asking Honorable about hotels, and he's talking to you about lands. I was surprised. People have invested every month contribution. People's monies have been deducted. And they expect that you put those monies into good use. And at the end of the day, this is what you are doing with the money. And they are complaining, and you are here talking about state lands that people are capturing.
So you came in, so you came in late. So you don't know what was discussed earlier. So don't say that. Don't say what you are. No. I will not sit here. I will not sit here for you to say something I have not said. You were not here. You were not here when he was talking. I was responding to him.
You had your time.
No, you have to correct him.
You had your time.
Yes, you have to correct him.
You had your time.
Don't worry.
But you
so please, don't come and stand here. Don't come and say that
issue.
I've been asked to talk about Ota, I'm talking about land because you're not here.
He even brought the issue of TV3. He brought about the issue
because he was looking at it from a holistic point of view that there have been sales of different
something which is not good, we need to condemn it.
We all know.
What is not good, we need to condemn it. There's a saying in Akan that
which includes other institutions that have been captured, because that's what we're looking at right now.
This is what is on board. It's have anybody contributed to buy TV3? The answer is no. But pensioners, their monies are going down the drain. And we are talking about a private institution, a private institution which was bought by Malaysians some years ago, and it has been transferred. If I'm here and I've been able to buy somebody's private property, is it for SSNIT? Is it for the people of Ghana? It's an individual property that I bought. And so we are talking about what SSNIT is using our monies for. And we keep contributing. Even as we speak, at the end of this month, people are still going to contribute. What happens if everybody decides that we are not going to contribute again? Will they be getting money to be paying their managers and what have you? The answer is no. And so sometimes they need to listen to the people. What kind of engagement went on before this issue all came about? You are telling us that you've been able to have stakeholders engagement. But what stakeholders engagement did you have with the people? You say the board was represented by the people themselves. So how many people...
Which they came and said that
how many people were on the board?
Didn't do them a good service.
So if you have just about 10 to 15 people on board, representing over 2 million Ghanaians, and you come out and tell us that you've been able to engage properly, that is what happens. That's what happens. So for me, it's a bad deal.
Okay.
And going forward, we need true leaders in this nation. We need people who are selfless. We need people who have people at heart, who have the ordinary citizen at heart, not people who will come out and be speaking anyhow. These are not the kind of leaders we want in this country.
Okay.
And very soon, I keep saying, very soon, Ghanaians will appreciate some people who are coming, who are going to contest. And when they come, there's going to be a big difference.
From the PNC?
I am telling you, very soon, people will appreciate the kind of Ghanaians who will come out to rule this nation.
And those people won't come from NDC or NPP?
No,
that's
not
what
at all.
You're saying.
Not at all.
From the PNC?
Not at all. We are coming. Yes. PNC is coming. And just watch out for the one who is going to represent PNC.
We have not heard anything from you.
So that is why I'm saying. That is why I'm saying that, you see, they have taken the lead. There's always, you can take the start. But when we are coming with some energy.
Is Bernard Mona taking up that mantle now?
Sure, he's contesting.
Oh, is it?
He's contesting.
As the presidential candidate?
Yes, of course.
PNC?
Sure. And very soon, he will come out with his policies.
We have got 5 months.
You don't have a problem. We don't have a problem. You see, I believe that we waste our time doing campaign in this country too much. When we vote, after 7 January, then campaign starts again. Left to me alone. When it's about 3 months to election, let's kickstart with the campaign proper. Then that is where we can pinpoint what this person has done, what this person is capable of doing. Not the usual talking, and at the end of the day, nothing comes out of it.
That's a lot of work to do, by the way. But of course, you can join us with your thoughts. And whilst I'm doing that, I've got a few messages that I'll be doing. But gentlemen, please, what do you want to drink this morning? It looks like there's too much heat over here. Let's cool down a bit. Let's calm down. So let me know what you want to drink. So that
I've not had my right of reply. You know, he.
Oh no, we'll do that. But let me get you something to drink.
But you started.
You replied already.
No, you started.
Esquire, let me get you something to drink.
You started.
You want Lipton?
I do water.
Water.
Just water.
Okay. Honorable, what do you want, please?
I'm fasting.
Hey, Nana,
I'm okay.
Hey, please bring all of them. Put their ideas together. Everybody can bring it to me here. Let me
Number one to say watch it, but you know.
Okay, so Nana, here's the signed letter. I think that the first one, now you were right. The first one that came out, they didn't have a signature on it, but we have the signed one over here. The chairperson of State Board of Trustees. Let me get into some messages. Honorable Awonchim has sent me a message. I'll read that in a couple of minutes. You can also send yours. Let us know what you think. This one says, "Good morning, KMJ. Tell the NPP man that you don't have time to check, so he should mention the names for you and stop the word go and check. He doesn't know nothing that he's saying. That's what he's saying that you meant to say. How can a father leave his properties and you guys want to sell? NPP, never again." Akua Marble from Takwa sent in that one. Let me go to this one. It says, "Good morning, KMG. If Napo is not arrogant, the brother should have won the election yesterday." Jali Agbedo, Gulf City, Tema sent in that. Let me go to Kwamena Acidity in Ahafo as cheering. It says, "Ghanaian have never witnessed unprecedented level of hardship under the non-performing party NPP before. It's time for change, and time for change has come. Let all Ghanaians come together and vote massively against non-performing party NPP. Come 2024, the next future NDC will restore Ghana to its rightful path. God bless our homeland Ghana. My regards to Honorable Charity Gardner, our original women's organizer at the NDC." This one over here says that Mensa Majid is sending this one from Bechem, Toronto. It says, "My regards to Honorable Charles Akwasi Asiedu, incoming MP for Thanos South constituency. TUC has taken a better step by declaring a nationwide strike. We can't be aloof for a few sections of people to sell our properties. The state capture under this government is unprecedented. These are some of the things Dr. Baumia should debate, not JDM. Has he answered the 170 questions he posed on Pakwasi and Mr. Arthur? Until he answers his 170 questions, JDM will restore his credibility. We are not enemies of Russia. So if JDM is seeking help from Russia, what is wrong with that? Russia has an embassy in Accra and Ghana has an embassy in Moscow. So we are not enemies. Let's stop talking as if we are enemies of each other. We should talk about how President Nana Addo shamelessly went to Ukraine to beg for food." This one says, "Good morning to you. The government plays a crucial role in creating opportunities for businesses to thrive, to stimulate a healthy and robust economy. When businesses succeed, they create jobs, generate revenue, and contribute to overall economic growth. The government needs to provide a conducive environment for businesses to flourish through policies that encourage entrepreneurship, innovation, and investment." Aaron Baba Koko Komisa sent in that one from Latabia Koshi. Now, this one says, "Good morning. Please tell the NPP man that 2024 is not 2016. JDM will reset Ghana, inshallah." Abbas sent in that. The next one over here says that, "Good morning. It says, today, nobody is to be blamed for the rise of Akufo-Addo, but everybody is responsible for preventing another version of him rising. Ricardo in Bechem sent in that. Let me go to Honorable Akisman. It says that, kudos to the NDC for standing up for the interest of Ghanaian workers and pensioners. The decision to halt the sale of the SSNIT hotel is a victory for the party's unwavering commitment to protecting the welfare of the people. This move shows that the NDC truly cares about the future of Ghana's workforce and will not let their hard-earned contributions to be squandered. We stand solidly behind NDC's efforts to ensure that SSNIT assets are used for the benefit of all Ghanaians, not just a select few. Well done, NDC. Regards to the CEO of A&A Drinking Water, Master J.E. This one says, Honorable, don't repeat what you did last week today, oh, Baba. That one go sent it. That one as well. Let me go to this one over here. It says, good morning to you, KMJ and your panelists. Please, I will commend organized labor for this action, though it's late, but it's better that late than never. If organized labor had taken actions like this in this country, things wouldn't have gone from bad to worse. Please, KMJ, tell the MPP man that if indeed he's against state capture, then he should stop the needless comparisons and justifications. What is wrong yesterday is equally wrong today. KMJ, kindly tell the MPP man that we, the viewing public, dare him to mention the names of all NDC members who acquired state property, if indeed he knows them. And that's from Mia Brown Simon inside Navrongo. Let me go to the next one over here, which says that, okay, so this is supposed to be a birthday wish. I said, well, we'll take care of that for you. She's got all the updates on your birthdays, all right? Mr. Host, good morning, please. Is everything MPP communicators should defend? Kufuor Mills Mahama didn't sell. MPP should talk about economic exchange rate. The youth don't have jobs. The NPP, that MPP stop defending the youth of this country, not happy. The youth of this country are not happy. Moses from Nigeria sent in now and it says, now wow. You too, now wow. Ghanaians should not listen to what the NDC is saying. Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh has great ideas to support Dr. Bawumia in building Ghana. It is possible with Dr. and Dr. Greetings to Honorable McKay, incoming MP for Senate West, Master Planner Junior in Kantampo, sent in that. This one over here sends a very long one. It says, hi, host, SOS, please use your platform to seek police protection for Honorable Okujoto to prevent political assassination attempt on him, just as they did to Ahmed Swale and other crusaders. I'm not sure we'll get there. Brian the Champon has openly threatened to deal with Okujoto, so we must take preventive measures to protect him before it's too late. Note that Brian was in charge of the NPP thugs who were equipped with guns and clad in police military uniforms to cause mayhem and bloodshed in Ayawa. So how factual are you on that? It says prevention is better than cure. Let's protect Okujoto now without any further delay. Pauli, I'm not sure we'll get to that point. I listened to him and Honorable Okujoto on that debate. It had to do with the state institutions and the capturing and all of that. There's nothing that I feel that he has to be threatened with. So we won't get there. I'm not sure. We're Ghanaians. We'll not get there. Good morning. The NDC 24 hours economy policy is dead on arrival. It was designed to confuse the public to their surprise. It didn't work. The reason for their silence, and now they have resorted to insult and name calling as their policies. How can you force us to accept a policy that you are the one promising it doesn't even understand? I mean, how? 24 hours economy doesn't meet the SMART criteria, and for me, it should be dropped into a dustbin. NDC should come clear. If not, the greatest surprise are with them December 7. Matuk sent that one from Bim Bagu. And let me go to the next one over here. It says, good morning. KMJ, please, Mr. Nate doesn't deserve the status of an honor. No. Okay, come on now. Okay, so in Parliament, he will never get another chance. His kind of politicking is myopic. Why is he shouting anyway? Ask him what Bawumia went to do in the UK when he was met with demonstration. As for Opoku Prempeh Matthew, the Votarians don't want him in our region to do campaign. He's a tribal bigot. We are waiting for him, David from Accra. David, let's make our point without making, all those derogatory remarks, please. You can just go ahead and make your point. You don't say who deserves to be in Parliament and who doesn't deserve to be there. Just make your point. Good morning, KMJ. I believe that elections are based on policies and program. Whilst Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia and Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh are campaigning based on policies and program. John Mahama and incompetent Nana Opoku, who refused to pay teachers allowance and also paid teachers who thought for 3 years, but only 3 months salaries were given, has rather engaged Captain Smart, Kwabena Bobie, Ohene Buama and Kevin Taylor to install Nanado, Napo and Alhaji Bawumia. If they did not resist from this attitude, we are also going to insult John Mahama and Chain Onano Opoku Ajman. Currently, TV3 has been owned by the Ahoy family, and that's Kokubako Jr. Asante the choir. He sent in that one. You are answering honorable questions for him. Good morning, my brother. If MPP people are talking, I don't want to listen to them because they would talk lies. Good morning, MPP man. If you know the people, mention them and stop talking. This one over here says, good morning, Kim. At least we talk about Napo, the better. The least talk about Napo, we talk about Napo, the better. This man insulted us of government assisted secondary schools anytime they met him. They didn't get it easy at all. He shuts them up and insults them. If you are free with any head of any SHS, they will tell you the true nature of Napo. Arrogant and abusive. We cannot have this man as our vice president. NDC is coming. Francis Ampe from Jasikan. I was hoping I wouldn't see the NDC bid, but I did. Akosi Gariba from Tamale KFJ. Good morning, KFJ. Every administration should stop selling government properties. Yes, that's what I believe in. NPP, NDC, PNC, CPP, all of them should just stop. The country should stop enriching thieves in this country. Everyone must work genuinely for this, for his or her property. I like the NPP administration to investigate Sakasaka Cortez and find out how much was it sold to individuals in Tamale. As for the alternatives, so scaring for Ghanaians, it's possible for Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and Dr. Mafi Opoku Prempe on the 7th of December 2024. I'll do the last one and then we'll move on. I'll come back to read some of your messages again. Good morning, KMJ. It's interesting to see some of you journalists behaving like you don't know what is happening in this country and be asking unnecessary questions. What exactly are you saying, referring to? Maybe you can be specific on that. Good morning, Mr. Host. Please, who said free SHS is bogus? JM, who said free SHS is 419? NDC, I will not put 2 billion into free SHS. JM, Supreme Court throws out Ayaga's case against free SHS. NDC, don't buy tablets for free SHS students who can't even spell their names. JM, it is better to be illiterate than going for free SHS. Ashirin Ketua, NPP's free SHS will collapse secondary education. Ablakwa, 2024 elections, DMB is going to win. And flying birds and all fishes in the sea will come with their numbers. Well, we believe that some ghosts and all of the angels and all that will be voting, so it won't be far-fetched. Anyway, let me come to the studio, but you can send your messages to us. We're going to read them right here on the show. I'll go on Facebook, especially Facebook. We're streaming live over there, so you can drop your messages on Facebook. Let's say a big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise, still Phone Papa Pafi, for making us have this conversation this morning.